and welcome to the 1.2 update for the score by Sonuscore. This update includes several new features that make the score even more versatile and easier to work with. We got a lot of feedback from users who love the instrument and asked for additional features. In this video, we show you the major changes that come with the 1.2 update. The biggest new feature in version 1.2 is our new free mode. Free mode allows you to use any of the 10 slots in the score as a playable instrument. This means that when you activate free mode for one of the slots, the engine for that slot is bypassed, so that whatever you play goes directly to the instrument. This not only enables complex layers from the score instruments, but also allows you to combine the freely playable slots with other slots that play patterns and arpeggios. For example, you can now create stories that act like big playable articulations without a rhythmic feel, like full orchestral sustains. To activate free mode, select a slot on the play page, open the note order menu, and choose free. We've added 8 new story features that feature only freely playable instrument layers, so you can get started right away. To make it easier for you to find these stories, we decided to add a new Ensemble category in the browser. And don't forget that you can also create your own ensemble stories, either based on an existing story or from scratch. We've added a new external mode to the score. What does this mean? When you use the MIDI export feature, you get all the phrases the score generates as MIDI data into your DAW. To play these MIDI tracks with the original sounds, you can load the various single instruments that come with the score as separate contact patches. But this can take some time to set up. With the new 1.2 update, we have a much better solution: external mode. Once you finish exporting MIDI and have all the MIDI in your DAW, simply enable external mode in the settings. This will turn off the engine for all slots, and you can send all your MIDI tracks back to the score, and the score will play your tracks, each MIDI track with the correct slot. For this to work, you need to make sure that all the MIDI tracks are assigned to the same Contact 7 instrument, and that you've assigned different MIDI channels to your tracks. You can either do this manually by setting the correct MIDI channel for each track, MIDI channel 1 for the first, channel 2 for the second, so on, or your DAW may offer a function to assign all the MIDI channels automatically. Many users requested the ability to automate the solo and mute buttons. So if you just want to mute individual instruments at a certain position in your track without having to use the key switches, you can now do this. To automate the mute button, go to the list of automatable parameters in your DAW and find the mute parameters for the different slots. Now you can add them to your track and add automation points. Alternatively, you can also right-click on the mute buttons in the score and select Learn MIDI CC Automation. Then move a fader or knob on your MIDI controller or send a MIDI CC command from your DAW, and the button will be controlled by that MIDI CC. We now have undo and redo functionality for the play page. This makes editing on the play page even more convenient because you no longer have to worry about making changes and trying things out. The undo feature lets you go back or even compare different versions of your changes. Note that this only works as long as you stay within one key switch while editing. Switching to a different key switch will reset the undo history. Once again, we've not missed the opportunity to add new stories. Version 1.2 includes 20 new stories. 20 musical ideas that you can use in your arrangements or to create your own variations. Let's go ahead and listen to some of the new stories. This was an overview of all the new features and new content in the 1.2 update of the Score. To download your copy of the update, visit the user area of bestservice.com or click the link in the video description below and follow the instructions on the site. This has been Frank from Sonuscore, and I'll see you next time.